first off, before we go into anything political, we've had a very trying time up in the Northeast for the last 7 weeks. You all know that, in the search for Eric Freed. And as you know, 2 nights ago, we were successful in capturing him. And we have some troopers here from the various barracks in the area. And I don't know about you all, but I'd like to give them a round of applause. I will tell you that the support from the private sector, from the citizens, for the troopers, they would be able to tell you, has been overwhelming. Some of the wives of the troopers started a fundraiser to help support Corporal Dixon's wife and 2 children. They have t-shirts that they had designed, PSP Strong. I think the amount of money was in the 6 figures. And I think the first number, if anybody out there correct me if I'm wrong, starts with a 4.
340,000 t-shirts.
340,000 t-shirts.
Made or ordered at this point.
340,000 t-shirts were made or ordered. So you know that's more than $1 for a t-shirt. So you can imagine what that is. And it demonstrated to me the support of the Northeast and really all of Pennsylvania from the business community who, up in that area, they did suffer. Because they lost their tourism season for the fall. But they supported the troopers. The schools supported the troopers. Everybody out there backed up the troopers and all of law enforcement. And there were a lot of law enforcement from other states, from New Jersey, from New York, Connecticut. They had dogs in from other areas. Offers of support from other states across the country. And then our federal and local troopers, the city of Scranton, local Barrett Township, and then the federal government, the FBI, the ATF, Marshal Service, the Customs people, Border Patrol people. We had a small aviation unit up there, and I say small with my tongue in my cheek. We were doing a lot of flying up there. It took perseverance, and it took patience, and number 1, it took courage. And we were able to apprehend that individual. And I know that he will face the justice he deserves when we get through this trial. So please, another round of applause. Troopers, I'm going to dismiss you so you can get back to your pizza. And now we're going to get political, and I don't want to get you in trouble.
Take care. You got it.
And I will keep this short. Thank you for coming out. We're down to really 3.5 days. With this election. I don't have to convince you, I hope, to vote for me, do I? Or for Jim Cawley. And I have to tell you, he's the 2nd best partner I could ever have. First best partner is from Schuylkill County. As you know, she was raised here in Pine Grove. And I had the opportunity to teach in Pine Grove for 1 year. My sister-in-law, Sandy, who's hiding over in the corner, was one of my students. I won't tell you what grade she got. I won't dine her out. Her husband, Kenny, was one of the star basketball players. And I remember in that 1 year as the boys' 9th grade basketball coach, and you were a senior, weren't you, Kenny? Senior. Pine Grove had a very good boys basketball team going up to March Hall for playoffs. So that was my real introduction to coming up to Pottsville on a regular basis for that. Our roots are here. Actually, our roots are all across Pennsylvania, but the roots are here. And all I can tell you is this is a very important election because all elections have consequences. Everyone has a consequence. The consequence of the last election, when you elected me, was to create an environment that allows the private sector to grow, that reduces the size of government, and that has fiscal discipline, that took unemployment working with the private sector from 8.1% to 5.7% here in Pennsylvania right now, that eliminated a $4.2 billion deficit, that saw an energy industry grow here in Pennsylvania to the point now that we are number 2 in the production of natural gas. And I know I'm in coal country in a coal-fired pizza factory. And I am a strong supporter of our coal industry. We need to change the present administration in Washington in 2 years. So that we can take advantage of the clean coal technology that exists. You know it, we know it, the EPA knows it, but there are those who have an agenda that don't want to see coal going forward. We have here in Pennsylvania the second largest energy field in the world when you count all of our forms of energy from nuclear to coal to natural gas to wind to solar to timber and hydro. The second largest energy field in the world. Yet we have an administration in Washington that wants to reduce our ability to have energy. And it's our energy that has provided the new jobs all across this country and will continue to do so. So I look forward to being re-elected. We need you to get out there. I look forward to working with all the Republican governors across the United States to change the atmosphere in Washington in 2 years from now. I look forward to working with members of the legislature that we have in Pennsylvania, that we have right here. I just saw Senator Argel come in. Representative Corbett is behind me. Am I missing anybody?
Representative Knowles.
Representative Knowles. Now, I wish I was in their situation, these two. Because they don't have an opponent. But that doesn't happen when you're running for governor. I don't need to tell you all the different reasons why we need to get reelected. I need to ask you this, though. We need you to work. Work very hard for the next 3.5 days. Talk to people. Go out and talk to people. If they're voting for me already, say thank you, pat them on the back, and go to the next one. Yeah? Talk to those who haven't made up their mind. Talk to those who are leaning one way or the other and convince them that we are better off today, because we are, than we were 4 years ago. And if we keep on the same track of fiscal discipline, limited government, and free enterprise, we are going to be much better off, not only 4 years from now, but for the next generation and the generation after that, because the decisions we're making now are generational decisions. And that's the consequence of this election. Thank you all for coming out. I told you. Because I thought he had left. We have a congressional race in this area. We have Congress we have to deal with. We need a Republican Congress. Dr. Moylan is here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you are. That's why I said we need help here. You gotta speak up,
Governor, if I'm given the honor to represent the 17th, I will work diligently to make Northeast Pennsylvania the energy capital of Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania the energy capital of the United States.
And one last round of applause, because you got one of the best. Well, you got two, great cheerleaders here. This guy, he got a lot of work done here in Schuylkill County over the years. Where's your
Actually, our other commissioner, Frank Steinmeier, and Governor, you're going to appreciate this, Mr. Corbett. Frank and his wife are up because his daughter-in-law is expecting twins today. So
we understand that now. And where's Gary? Gary Bender, the chair of the party here in Schuylkill County.
Everyone, one of the amazing things is when you have two people who are as sincere and honest as Governor and Mrs. Corbett. That's what we need in Harrisburg. We need somebody who's going to tell us the way it is. It may not always be the popular thing, but the word gets out. It's the right thing. People in business have to make tough decisions. We in families have to make tough decisions. And Governor Corbett appreciates that Pennsylvanians are family. And he's taking care of his family, which are all the people, all the electorate, all the children that are in this state, in this Commonwealth. So again, on behalf of Schuylkill County, God bless you. We're bringing you, Schuylkill County's